All right, what's up? It's your man, Coach Block, one half of TDS Radio, and I am here with.
You're so bad. Hey.
And as you can see, there you go. You did it again.
Hey, y'all.
See, I ain't got no catchy slang. All right, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
I'll make something up.
Yeah.
I'm Coach. That's it. What's up? That's it. That's what you get. But as you can see, our seat is filled. So we got our guest here in the building, recording artist. I'm gonna let SoFab read because y'all clown me about how I be reading. I take my time. I ain't fast like SoFab. She's been doing this for years. I'm new.
Well, it is an old friend of the family. We have Rohan Da Great. He's in the building now. He was raised in East Flatbush, Brooklyn, was immersed in Caribbean culture from an early age with his father, dancehall artist Curry Don. As a mentor, Rohan pursued music full-time after relocating to North Carolina. He founded Leaders of the Artistic Revolution in 2011 and blends reggae, dancehall, and hip-hop influences. In 2015, his track, is it SMYK?
Yeah, SMYK.
Right. An electric music release gained early recognition. The EP, The Real 2016, and the 2017 single Hit showcased his rap versatility. His dancehall releases, including Six Love and the single Fallen, solidified his reputation, with Fallen hitting #1 on iTunes and charting in over 70 countries on Apple Music. Unfair Games from Six Love peaked at 86 on the Metabase Urban Radio Airplay chart. And you've also shared the stage with legends such as Barris Hammond, Frankie Paul, Wayne Wonder, and more. So please welcome to our show, our new cousin, Rohan Da Great.
What's up?
I'm pleased to be here. I feel like part of the family, the brand new cousin.
Okay. I told you, you cousin now.
Yeah, you cousin. You got sibs and you got cousins. You cousin.
Right.
That's what's up. So tell us before we get into the messy letter, because we're gonna do the messy letter, y'all. I know how y'all get about the messy letter. We're gonna do the messy letter.
See how messy it is.
How messy is it?
It's not that bad. We've had some bad ones, but yeah, This one ain't that
That's
bad.
Cool. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So for the viewers that we have, because we got guys coming in, or ladies and guys coming in from everywhere. How long have you been in North Carolina?
Wow, about 20 years.
About 20 years?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. What part are you in?
I'm in Johnson County, Clayton.
Okay, for real? Okay,
Yeah.
I work in how do you say it? Wendell?
Yeah,
Wendell.
not too far from me. I'm like right on the borderline right there.
So our family originated in Clayton, right? Am I right? On our mother's side.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
wow,
yeah. So
see,
our
learning about
grandfather.
my cousins every day.
Yeah. right. So then, and music, your inspiration behind that. We're gonna get into that right now. Like, tell us a little bit about your inspiration of what your muse is, like what gets you going and how you flow with that.
Well, so I got to start from the root. So the initial inspiration is my father. Growing up as a young man, you want to be like your father, and coming up, like, my father had the respect of the whole entire neighborhood and just the dancehall industry, and I wanted that. You know what I mean? I wanted to be like him. I used to mimic him, and I remember before I could talk properly. I don't remember this part. He's telling me, but before I could talk properly, he had me on the sound system outside block party with little squeaky voice, like doing reggae music. So that was my initial inspiration. And as I got older, my mom wanted me to focus more on books. But then you can't escape that itch and that passion that's in me. So I just began to just explore it, and initially it was just to make him proud. You know what I mean? Like, my son could do it too. And then I realized I was pretty good at it, and so I kept going. And now, like, what gives me that motivation to go is like creating the music is the most important part of it for me.
Right.
And I have like this formula, like when I make songs, if I don't get like the goosebumps and the chills, I don't finish the song. I don't finish. So everything that comes out has to give me that feeling. It has to. I feel like it's something magical in music, and if I don't feel it, I can't expect someone else to feel it. So so really that is the inspiration. Just, I don't know, I guess kind of chasing that high.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And also too, it's therapy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, all my music comes from a real place, real experiences. So I guess in a sense, it is my therapy and how I express myself and get through situations. So
cool. We're gonna jump back into more of what inspires you, and then also I just want to know and talk to you about just the state of music where we're at today, because there's a difference between probably what you grew up on, right? And then what we talk about and what we see mainstream now. So
there's a lot of genre bending.
Yeah. And so we want to talk about with some real, with some considered fake, and we want to get into that a little later.
Yeah, okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, no, that would be a great conversation. I have that conversation all the time. So like, I see both sides of the spectrum. So
let's do it. You have Truest, where, like you said, I get goosebumps before I put this out, and Then you got those who are looking for that viral moment where this song will hit, it'll get me my streams and all that stuff. How are you feeling about that when, you know, when you put in your work and you put out your project, it's like somebody painting a picture. You get what I'm saying? Like, so I've taken the time to know that this line goes here, that beat drops here, versus somebody that's like, I'm just putting this out, I need to go viral.
Right. So I feel like when it comes to, before I expect it needs to be 100% pure. It needs to be the best quality. We got to think about the art. But then as I began to mature and spend more money into this, and I realized, like, essentially music is a money pit until it isn't. Like, let's just be realistic. So if you're investing all this money, at some point you want to make sure that you're seeing that return. And then going viral or doing what's trendy is the quickest way to get that return on your investment. So I get it. Like, people got to eat, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't take that route, but I totally understand it. And also too, there's a demographic for everything. So what might suck to me might be dope to somebody else.
Right.
And I realized that because it's so subjective, we can't really, music is something, I feel like we can't really judge it the way we would judge like what we like. So kudos to whoever's trying to get their money. But like I said, for me, I like the pure art form of it. I like to make sure I put my 100% into it, make sure it's something that I'm proud of. And maybe if it's played 100 years from now, like I know my grandkids or whoever will be proud of it too. So that's how I look at it. But like I said, I do get it. And also too, I feel like people have like, nobody's just one thing anymore. I feel like before, like, people were like, okay, I'm this studious person, I'm that. So now you might be studious at work, but you get in the car, you turning on Sexy Red or something. So I feel like now so now we business, we ratchet. I feel like people are blending more, I guess more, not personality, but more personality traits into their everyday life. So I get it. So it works as a, like, I ain't gonna lie, I like Glorilla. I ain't gonna lie.
I do too.
Like, so it's like, it's not something I would make or what I would traditionally like advise people to listen to, but it worked. It just do something to you. But at the end of the day, you have to know what speaks to you at your core. So yeah, so I get it both ways. And I think being that I'm a businessman, I've been running my own label and I fund my own music. I see it that way. And then I also see the artist way of being pure. And then another thing too, people claim they love the art form, they love pure music, but they don't buy it, they don't stream it. So it's like, do you really
and
love
don't support it?
Do you really love it, or you only love it when you sad or you going through something? Like when you happy, you listening to Glow, but when you sad, then you going through hard life, you want to listen to me. And most of the times there's more highs than lows. So it's like Glorilla's getting more spins than you from you than me. So yeah, that's how I feel about it.
So how do you feel, especially when, you know, you've been pretty consistent in your genre, when people often step outside and they're like, well, I've been doing reggae, I've been doing dancehall, but I think I want to try Afro beats, or I think I want to step into pop, or I think I want to step into R&B. Like, do you feel like that's more so just to gain more followers, or it's really just a passion of, I really want to try to see if I can fit in elsewhere in this music game?
I really feel like it depends on the artist, but for the most part, I really feel like everyone's trying to ride a wave, to be honest. Okay. So it's like, if it's authentic, I'm cool with it. Like, but if you were doing straight up like boom bap hip hop, and then you're like, yo, bro, let's do a reggae song together, and I'm like, I've never heard you listen to reggae. I've never seen you post it. So for me, that's crazy. But then on the flip side, for me, growing up as a first generation Jamaican in New York, and then being around hip hop, for me, I started off commercially rapping, and then I transitioned to the reggae dancehall style, end up doing EDM. So for me, I was exposed to all of that, so it feels natural. So I would hope that someone looking from the outside would see that, okay, these are actually parts of his personality. So I think that is fine. But if it ain't in your personality, you just trying to ride a wave, I cannot get with it. And I actually do get offended, I'm not gonna lie. Like when especially like locally, like in my opinion, I've put in the work as someone doing dancehall and Caribbean music. So my thing is, if you know me, we've been in the same circles and you've been rapping this whole time, and you want to jump on a Caribbean track or something like that with dancehall flavor, it would be common sense to reach out and say, bro, let's do this and do that. And then they don't. It's like, I feel like it's not valid in my opinion. And it doesn't have to be me. It could be someone else. But if you're gonna jump into that genre, at least work with somebody that's in that genre and already making moves. And I feel like that would be authentic. But if you just bypass everyone and you trying to sound like us, that ain't it.
Yeah,
it's not it at all.
So then now the business side, because you mentioned having your own label. One thing we like to try to do on our platform is educate, because there's so many young people who watch and stream, and they'll see something like this and be like, yo, he said he got his own label. What goes into having the own label? And then like
headache.
And then even understanding, like, because I watched something recently with Snoop saying, man, streams don't get you paid like y'all think. Like, and he was trying to tell the young people, like, that's not it. So explain that a little bit of, like, one, having your own label and how it works, like how much work it is. And then two, that, you know, streaming is different.
So firstly, before even you get to the record label part of it, owning a business in general is harder than people just put, start an LLC, wait 60 days, go open a bank account, get $1 million. No, it does not work like that.
That's not how it works.
You pay to open that LLC, and then there's something called annual fees. You have to file an annual report, and I believe it's $200 and something for LLCs. And guess what happened? If you don't file those annual reports, your business no longer exists. You actually owe them that money. So number one, you want to make sure that you actually have some money coming in so that you can pay for these things. And also there's trademarks. You want to protect your designs. $75 just for the state, and I think for national it's like $395 per class if you're gonna do the through the trademark office, US trademark office. So before you even get to the record label, that's all those things you got to handle. And now when you get to the record label, that's the money pit I was talking about. So it costs so much money to make music, right? And now, like you said, we're in the streaming era where basically we're getting paid fractions of a penny per stream. So it's like now you put all this money into it. Like let's say you on the low end, a project might, even if you worked with a local producer, you might spend like $2,000-$3,000 on your project, and it's literally going to take almost 1 million streams for you to make that back. And the average artist is not getting 1 million. I don't even have 1 million streams. You know what I'm saying? So so it is. I think it's something that seems attractive. Everyone says, "Oh, I'm owning my masters." Yeah, you're owning your masters, but do you know how to make money off of it? What to do? So it is pretty rough. I would say the landscape has changed, and I feel like the artists themselves do have more power. So what I'm saying is a money pit is kind of on the label side of it. But as an artist, if you're smart and you do things that can generate money on your own outside of the song, so I think you should use the song to get yourself hot, right? And then when you get yourself hot, you get some bookings. That's all your money. That don't go to the label unless you signed yourself to a 360, which wouldn't make sense. But like, so the money is in the shows. And publishing, music publishing. So you want to make sure that you own your publishing to which is simple, just signing up to ASCAP or BMI. And once you own that publishing, basically when you're on radio shows such as this, when you get spins, you get paid more than you actually do for Spotify, stuff like that from the actual recording side of it. And you actually get paid from Spotify and that as well for the publishing. So it's a bigger like check from that, and especially radio plays really well. So get hot, get on the radio. Easier said than done, but get hot, get on the radio, do shows, do features. That's where the real money comes from. So you don't necessarily have to own a label, but if you do these things, you can make money. But it is hard work, and you're gonna put so much money in until you start getting it back. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna feel like you're going broke. You're gonna get stressed out, and that just means keep going, and then eventually, when you get hot, you might get a show for 20 grand, and then you recoup back what you did. But it is tough. Like, don't let nobody tell you this is easy. Like, it's a grind. You out there, it's not easy. It's hard. It's like I've been doing this. When did we meet? 2016. And then so that means that professionally, I want to say commercially, I've been doing this. This is my 10th year, and I've been investing in myself every single year. And I feel like this is, everybody said this, but I feel like this is my year. Like I've made so much progress over the years, and I feel like really it does take that 7 to 10 year span to be an overnight success, unless you have like a huge machine behind you. But if you don't have that machine, it does take that time. So a lot of people see people just pop up and they think like they just started. No, they've been doing it.
And so you spoke to something that's important. Like, even we tell people here, we are a fully licensed radio station, and we've gone through all the steps to make sure whenever somebody gives us music that you get paid for the spins that you get.
Appreciate it.
Talk about how even it's hard to get on the radio, because some people don't even understand like radio is still a major factor in booming.
Radio is king. Radio is king. They'll like to tell you otherwise, but I believe radio is king because so I don't know if artists realize this, but radio is basically advertising. Like terrestrial radio is advertising. So if radio wasn't king or was dead, as they would say, why would people advertise with the radio? The point of advertising is to reach listeners. Right. So for me, the listeners are still there, and I see the media-based report. So I'm saying like, oh wow, this amount of people is hearing my song. So radio is the way to go. But I feel like for artists, we don't understand what radio is looking for. So what I try to tell artists is you got to make music that fits the mold. Yeah. You can't be coming in sounding like Wu-Tang in 93 and no offense to Wu-Tang. I love Wu-Tang.
No, but it's just not the sound right now.
That's not going to happen in the 5 o'clock mix, bro. Like it's not going to happen. So your music, number one, has to fit the mold. And what I had to learn from Chuck Johnson is that the music has to compete against what's being played elsewhere. So you might think your song is hot and your friend's going to say your song is hot, but does this song stand up to the Drake that is playing on the other station? Yeah. And I feel like when you begin to understand that, it helps. You know what I mean? Okay, well, this song doesn't work for that, but I may have a song here, or I may not even have a song for radio at all, and put my attention elsewhere. But if that's what I'm searching for, I want to make sure these songs fit the mold. And once the song fits the mold, that's a big part of the battle, because people have people to answer to. So you can't expect the DJ to put a record on and then everyone leaves the station and the PD sitting there, he's listening, like, because apparently PDs just listen to their stations all day long. They don't do anything else. So it's like you get a call, hey, why did you just play that record? Who is that? Never play that again. And if you play that again, clean out your office. So you got to understand, people are risking their jobs in some cases by playing our music. So we want to make sure that, number one, it fits the mold, not only sound like the song, but quality. We want to make sure that's up to par. And once you have those things, you got to have grace too. And you got to be humble. Like, I remember even when we first met, I think I had been reaching out for like maybe a year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
A year. No, not. It's not your fault. I
had no idea. I'm so sorry.
right. But at the time, being young, I'm like, man, why are you not playing my song? And then Chuck Johnson again sat me down and was like, hey, that's not how radio works. And I realized, like, you gotta be patient, because people have been burnt before. And in most cases, independent artists, young artists don't know. They don't have the training yet. They've never been in these rooms before, so they don't know how to act. So a lot of times we go
a lot of entitlement,
and we burn these bridges. So then now you're gonna be less inclined to give the next independent artist an interview. So you got to come.
Oh, and she is. She was like, "What? Who?" Like, and
when you first told me, then you was like, "Rohan." I was like, "Oh, okay." He could.
Yeah, because I was like, "Yo, we got an interview coming up." She's like, "Who?" Because the vetting process, like you said, because we've dealt with some people. Like, we had a brother literally come on the show prior to us talking. He was cool. Like, when I say he was cool, like,
we had such a good conversation.
We were talking like we talking right now.
Right.
And I guess maybe he got nervous or whatever before we got ready to go on. He left the room and he came back and he was not cool. Like, he was slurring on the microphone, and we said do a freestyle. He said he was going to do a freestyle. Freestyle didn't freestyle. He didn't realize, like, freestyle, bro, you should still know what you about to do. Like, he tried to just take it off the top.
Yeah, the wall is brick.
I'm
so sick. The locker is blue. What you gonna do? I'm coming. Yeah,
killed himself.
It was bad.
There was people in the background laughing at him. It was a bad day. I ain't seen the brother since. You know what I'm saying? So yes, what you're saying, like that, we appreciate it too, because we also, I think people don't value when we reach out to them and say we control what we put on the radio. So we want to hear your music so that we can put it out there. And they're like, well, I don't know. You don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah. Because I mean, you can tell the story. You've gone through listening to countless amounts of artists that haven't polished themselves to even be on the radio.
And the sad thing is there's a lot of potential, but to speak to your point, it's just how honorary they are, or the entitlement of like, you should put this on. It's like, you're not quite there yet, you know, and a lot of people need to learn that in the industry. Like, you might have the talent, you might have the flow, you might be able to, you know, compose a really good song, but it's just not, it's missing something. It's not quite radio quality. So when someone who is in the industry is telling you like, well, I would go back, probably tweak this, listen, which brings me to my next point of mentorship. Who is it that you have in your corner to not only tell you about this business, because, you know, it is tough, it is extremely hard, but then it's also a lot of navigation that you have to do. So who's in your corner?
I would say my uncle DJ Super Dane and my dad. First and foremost, my dad has seen the good, bad, and the ugly when it comes to being an artist, being taken advantage of an artist, and by a label as an artist. And my uncle just kind of traveled the world as a DJ, so he has a different ear. But I keep on bringing up Chuck Johnson a lot. But we talk, and he was actually the first person to kind of sit me down and just have a conversation of what I shouldn't do and what I should do when in regards to radio. And I'm a thinker, so like when I get advice for one subject, I kind of see how I can apply that to like all different areas. So the advice that I get from him, I kind of applied it not only to radio but towards my whole career. And it's funny that you say that, like about having that mentor, because I felt like that's what I might have been lacking in the beginning. Because and I'm kind of explaining that to like some of my team members now. Having the book smart is wonderful. Like you can read every book there is about what you want to do. But when you start doing it, it's a whole different ball game. So I feel like a lot of us with the social media, everything, we can watch a million different videos, we can watch all these interviews, and I think we form our own idea of how this industry works based on what people are saying, on their personal experiences, and we're applying it as if it's law, and it's not law. I feel like in this business, everything has wiggle room, and you have to be super malleable. Because if you're just on a straight line, you're not gonna make it. You're gonna run into roadblocks, and it's just gonna be terrible. But and I'm the type of person where I take advice from everyone. I get bad advice too, but I find the good in it, like, or how I can apply it to my life. Like, you might be wrong about 99% of what you said, but that 1%, like, I'm gonna take it and apply it. So like, I'm always constantly learning and trying to get better and trying to progress. And I think it takes a lot of self-awareness though to do that. And I feel like that comes with maturity, and a lot of us aren't mature because, like I said, I was in that position too where I thought I was ready and I realized I wasn't ready, because you have to be a full package for this. Like, you can't be lacking in no area. You can't have a wonderful song and it sounds bad. Then you can't have like a good sounding song and it's okay. And then you can't have the song hot and then you go and you looking like a hot mess yourself. So it's like it has to be that perfect balance. And I feel like for me, I was like, man, when is this gonna happen? When is this gonna happen? And then over time, I started getting certain accolades and stuff. And like, every time I get better at something. And I feel like now I'm at the point where, okay, my music is there. And I didn't notice my health was a big issue. I'm diabetic, and for a while, like, I was pre-diabetic, and I kind of ignored it. And I didn't realize like that it was having an effect on me. And I went to the doctor, not to make a segue, but I went to the doctor probably about around last Christmas, and it was like, yeah, your sugar's like double what it's supposed to be. And I'm like, nah, I'm healthy, I'm good. And it was like, no, you got to make some changes. And then my grandmother passed away from complications from diabetes, and it just runs in my family. And I was like, man, I was like, yo, my son was 4 at the time, and I was like, do I really want to be 20 years from now possibly an amputee, can't play with my son? So I made a life change there, and I've lost 75 pounds since then. So yeah, and now I feel better. I feel better. I perform better, and I just feel like I look better too. But that's part of it. That's part of it, because and I realize now, looking back, like, there was nothing, I don't think there was anything wrong with me per se, but now, like, I have a different level of confidence that I didn't know that I lacked before. And it may not be just even looking better, but it's feeling better. It just gives you that extra oomph. And I feel like that extra oomph is what you need when you want to be a star. You can't be looking regular and behaving regular, or even less than regular. Nobody's gonna buy what you're selling. Like, people, it may be your reality, but people still have to believe your reality. You could have for the lack of better terms, you could have 1 million women. You could be the biggest gigolo, the best love maker in the world. But if you don't look like it, no one wants to hear you singing that. I'm not saying I'm any of those things, but like, yeah, it has to make sense.
It all got to match up.
So that was something I learned. So now, like I said, even my performance is better. Like I thought I was. I feel like I always performed good because I took pride in that. But now the image is there. I can wear what I want to wear. I can dance more. So I feel like I've leveled up in so many ways. And if you would have told me that, yo, you need to get in shape, and I would be like, nah, I'm fine with you. Like, so that's that maturity. But now time was the teacher for me. But I feel like if I really had someone at that time who was like really in it, like, no, bro, when I worked with Usher, when I worked with Usher, I told Usher, you need to run 3 miles. Like, I feel like we don't have that. And I feel that's a Carolina problem, though, to be honest. Like they're like, even though we need it, I don't know who would have given me that advice. Like, who has that experience here?
So
and
when you're speaking to that, I just watched the interview with the Locks after they did the NPR, and they were saying that Sheik is the one that keeps Styles and Jada in check with the health and going the health route, because Styles P is a vegan. And he was like, it happened accidentally. You know what I'm saying? But when you're talking about like performance and shows and showmanship, it immediately I thought about like the verses with Cameron, and then also with the Locks, how they were more polished, and they said they had the mentorship from Puff, like, you got to be on your show, you got to be on your ish, you can't be. And he was like, we was doing that even when we was getting $100 a show. Right. So can you speak to just the fact of like you said, the show is your money, but that doesn't mean that as soon as you book your show, you're gonna make a whole bunch of money right away. But that doesn't mean your performance should change. So could you speak about that for the young artists?
Yeah, I feel like you touched on a big topic. My dad has been telling me this from before I could actually even perform properly. You have to perform like you are that $1 million artist, even though you're not. Because first of all, you're going to build habits. So you want to get rid of those habits from the beginning. You want to form good habits and get rid of the bad habits. And also too, if you go and you get that booking and they give you the $100 at that time and you perform like $100, you're probably not going to get much more shows. Right. But if you perform for that $100 booking, but you perform like a $10,000 artist and people know they can get you for $500 now, you're going to get more shows because you're bringing that, your value is more than what they're actually paying you. So you want to make sure that you are the best that you can be. And even to this day, my dad, like, if he'll see a picture and let my hand slide up a little bit over that, the cup of that,
like mic. This,
like, let him see that. Like, he's calling me and he's cussing me. I told you stop cupping the mic. And I'm like, Dad, I was moving. It was slippery. I had my finger like this. It wasn't so I still got to explain that to him like I'm a little kid. But you have to have that because that is the only way that you are going to succeed and to see the next level. And also too, steel sharpens steel. You need someone to tell you where you need the help at, bro. And also too, you have to practice. I feel like people don't rehearse. I feel like they just I gotta
jump out there.
Yeah, I got a show next week. What you doing? I don't know. I'm gonna go with the vibe. Like me, like I just did Carrot Mass. And I do Carrot Mass almost every year. And I believe I started working out and running maybe like 2 miles a couple times. Well, like three times a week. And I started doing that probably like a month and a half before the show. And I'm like singing, I'm getting up every morning, jogging, singing my set. And this is a month and a half before the show, because you want to make sure when you go up there, like, it's second nature to you. And if you got to perform 15 minutes, they said, like, your adrenaline gets going. You got to be able to, I learned from rock and roll band, you got to be able to rehearse maybe 3-4 times the length of your actual performance. Because if you're just rehearsing for that 15 minutes, you think you're going to get it, but it's going to be so many different factors. Once you're up there, you're going to get hype, you're going to move more, you're going to dance more, you're going to be distractions. So I always try to rehearse 3 or 4 times the length of what I'm actually performing, and to the point where it is second nature, because you don't want to go up there and feel like you're working, because like your brain is like you're calculating. You want to go up there and it just flows, and then the show is over and you're like, oh man, I did the whole show already. And I feel like it vibes better. And then too, people think like you're in your natural element, so they enjoy it better because you're having fun. It doesn't seem like you're working, like
versus like, this is what he does, like this is like natural,
this is his element. And so that's what I've I've been trying to do, and I'm always trying to get better and better. Like I literally, my team gets mad at me. Like even my cameraman, like as soon as I get off the stage, sometimes I'm like, yo, let me see the footage. And like, bro, like there's people trying to take pictures. I'm like, yo, let me see the footage. I think on the third song, I went to the left and I should have went to the right. There was someone singing right there. I should have bent down and gave them the mic. Like but I'm analytical after, but I just want to get that. So I want it to be fine-tuned. I want, when you see Rohan Da Great, I want you to say, wow, he lives up to his name. And I want them to say, like, because my goal is I want to be a legend. I want to be one of the greatest. I'm not going to be like these people like, I just want to. No, I want to be known as the great. Right. And I feel like I can. I feel like I am. I don't want to sound too good. I feel like I am one of the greatest, but I haven't been able to fully display it yet. So in that case, I want you to see that I'm the greatest. So when I finally get to that level where it comes full circle, like, dang, he's been great this whole time.
Do you think that young artists should create showcases for themselves?
Yes and no, if it's done properly. If you can do it properly, go ahead. That's actually how I started out. When I started Leaders of the Artistic Revolution, it was me and my brother Jay Wynn, and a couple other artists as well. And what we did was we realized we were going to showcases and it'll be like 10 different crews. And the whole crowd is just composed of the crews. And I'm like, so who are the actual fans here?
Right.
Like, so like, how can I benefit from this? Because you're not, as an artist, like you have pride in your crew. Like, like the Locks ain't going home like, yo, let's listen to Wu-Tang all night. Like, and vice versa. So it's like, it's no potential to grow. And what I started doing, I was like, you know what, let's keep our own showcases, invite our friends from work, whoever, family. And I felt like that helped us grow. Not only like, that's the best place to, I feel like, actually polish your showmanship and work on your show, because those people are actually interested in somewhat seeing you. If you go to somewhere else and somebody else fans, they even if they like you, they're not going to show you they like you, because they're going to feel like they're disrespecting
they people.
Right. People. So I feel like showcases are great. It's like a kind of like a proving ground in the sense, like and a practice run. But I fully advise it, and it's a good way to make money, to do what you want to do. You throw a showcase, you rent a venue, charge 15, whatever you can at the door. That's profit. That's money going back into making new music and whatever you got to do. So I definitely like advise artists. And I don't really see that a lot anymore. I see it kind of coming back a little bit. I see stuff happening like a House of Art and stuff like that. But I remember like 2014, like it was everywhere, like all throughout downtown. There was different spots for independent
and that's
artists.
why I kind of brought that up, because like you don't see a lot of street teams anymore. Like you remember, you used to see street teams, people working the corner, handing out the yo, I need you here. Do you see that there's still a place for that? You know what I mean? And then same thing with you, Kim. You've been in radio now long enough. Where is the street team still a thing? Is it necessary out here?
I feel it totally is. Ironically, I just got off the phone with with my management team and building a new street team. I highly advise it. I feel like somewhere along the lines, someone created this narrative and told everyone that these things aren't necessary anymore, and they totally are. Like I feel like it's just some type of agenda to get everyone to just stream and buy ads for everything. But nothing beats seeing a person and hey, striking a conversation and saying, hey, by the way, I'm Rohan Da Great. I do music and I have a new single coming out. It's like, oh wow, maybe I might be in my work clothes. I still work 9 to 5. That's another thing. Don't quit your job to do music and then don't have any money. So I might be at my job. I might have on my job uniform and like, oh, I didn't know. I see that. Like, yeah, this is what I do to support my dream. And you strike a conversation, and then someone looks at the flyer and say, oh, this is you, and they scan it. That's another thing. The flyers are dead, but if you have QR codes that they can go to it instantly, like instant gratification. So like they go there to see your Instagram and see whatever you want to take them to, and then you grab a fan. Like I literally just did that yesterday because I was trying to get the street team together and it wasn't working out. So I went out there on my own and did it. And as I'm handing out the flyers, boom, follower, bloop, follower, bloop, follower. So I think it is 100% necessary. It is the most meaningful connection outside of radio. I think it's very important. But like I said, somewhere along the line, someone told everyone that it wasn't.
Just put it on the internet.
Ran with it. Because ads are somewhat effective. I feel like ads are effective, but it's effective when you're looking for something. Like, so if I'm like I'm on this organic like everything has to be organic for me now, right? So like I just tried this organic deodorant, and like the first one I tried, I didn't like it. It didn't work. I might have needed the aluminum and stuff at first, but so like now I'm seeing ads, so that works because I'm actually looking for. But I don't think the average person is going out and say, "Hey, let me find independent artists to listen to." Like, so if you're running ads, it sounds good. You're getting it's reaching these people, but is it really effective? But I feel like that flyer is effective because if they don't want to talk to you, they're just going to walk past you. So you're not even, but I feel like they take that flyer and they talk to you.
There's
and especially and if you're personable too, I feel like you have a better chance of connecting with that person. So I feel like we're making this total like wave back to like the foundation, like the grassroots. And I feel like it's going to be better. Records are coming back, things like that. And I feel like the artists that can apply those things are going to win. Because even when it comes to me, like, I look at music as like just not only just making art, but as a business. I look at the music as a product. Like so I took marketing classes and I break it down that way, as if I'm trying to sell lotion or something, like I break it down. And I think when we begin to look at it like that and know we have the principles of marketing, advertising, I feel like everyone will win because we won't just be relying on one part of it, which is social media ads or publicity. Like I feel like that's just a part of the pie. Like you can never fully win because these labels, and you might not know it, but behind the scenes they're hitting everything still. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, but then that goes back to people have to be able to tell us that. Like we have to know that we have to have the mentors and we have to have the professionals. So maybe not everyone needs to be a rapper. Maybe somebody maybe somebody needs to learn marketing. Maybe somebody needs to learn promotion and advertising. So now,
which is, you know what, it's funny because basically that's what LeBron James did. All his boys are guys that he played in high school with. The literally the starting five is his team, community, marketing, all that. Each one of them went to learn a piece to help the brand of LeBron James grow. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, everybody can't be LeBron. No. Somebody got to be the dude that helps LeBron whenever he's not.
Right. But then that also means setting egos aside as well, where it's like we're allowing this person to be the great person, and then we're just going to help you get to that point. So you can't have haters in the bunch.
Right.
Yeah, everybody can't be LeBron.
You gotta be confident to be like, yo, you're not LeBron, bro.
Yeah.
like I've had situations where I'm working on a song and like someone is there to do something like, yo, let me get a verse on that. And I'm like, no. Why would I do that? Bro, you have a specific goal. Like you're not an artist. Why would I just put you on the song
and waste time and money?
Waste time and money. And that's another verse I could have did. Now I have to split publishing with you, and you can't come perform it because you're not a real artist. So I'm like, I have no issues setting those boundaries. Like, no, that's not it. And then also too, if you don't accept those boundaries, you got to go.
I know that's right.
You're not about to Selena me out here.
So we talked about connection. Let people know how they can get in contact with you or how they can follow you, how they can hear more music.
The new project.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. So we got the brand new single dropping Friday, Wicked. We had the messy letter earlier. Like it's basically one of my messy letters. So it's a song about a past relationship where I was I cheated on you. We just say it. Yeah, it happened to me. The great, but so I just kind of, like I said, my music comes from a real place, so I kind of recanted that. And in the Caribbean, we always say something is wicked. That's wicked, and so like I was thinking about what happened, and I was like, man, this girl is wicked, man. This girl wicked, and I just kept on realizing subconsciously I was saying wicked, and then D Money had sent me a beat pack, and I was like, I had worked on some other songs. And I was like, this was the last song out the pack. And I was like, last beat. And I was like, let me listen to it. And then this girl is wicked. And then it's just going. I'm like, okay. And then like, I'm just in the vibe. And I know it's like 30 minutes later, I have the song done. So, and I got the chills. So I was like, yes, let's go. So, so it's a story about basically, heartbreak in a sense. And just kind of flipping the script. And like, I feel like a lot of times when things happen, when you get your heart broken or something, I feel like people are ashamed on both sides of it. Like, you're like, nah, it ain't happened to me. And like you avoid it. You don't talk about it. No, that girl was wicked. I'm gonna make y'all know she was wicked. This is what she did to me. And this is how I feel about you and everybody who knew. Like, that's the type of vibe I was on. So it drops this Friday. I'm hoping, I've been campaigning like major, like a big push behind it. I'm shooting for #1 on iTunes again. After you get that first #1, it's like you can't settle for nothing else. So I'm shooting for #1. The response, I sent it out early, dude, like a few DJs, tastemakers, and the response has been like phenomenal. And everyone's going crazy about the same parts of the songs too. So that's a good thing. So very excited about it. Very, very excited about it. And I feel like and like I say, people say this all the time, I feel like this may be one of the ones that'll kind of push me up further over that hump. I feel like it's a good balance of everything. The dance hall, kind of like R&B-ish. I'm like singing like less of the dance hall sing, but maybe a little bit more R&B singing. And I feel like everybody will love it. It's super catchy and relatable. So yeah, make
sure we get it so we can spin it.
Yeah,
we'll put it on it.
I sent it to you. I sent you the clean one, but I didn't know that y'all played the curse words. So the curse words are like the really that's the really fun version. So I'm gonna
send us the fun version. We'll get that too. Yes. I'm sorry, but go ahead. I'm sorry because you were saying.
No, I was saying let everyone know how they can follow you.
Oh yeah, so the best way to keep in contact with me would be my website. That's www.rohandagreatmusic.com, and that's not THE, it's DH. Just put a little sauce on it. But that's the best way. That's the hub. You can find my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that from there, and also sign up to my mailing list because you get gifts.
I know that's right. Come on, mailing list.
I love my fans. So like, if you support me, like I send out like free. This is the merch, and I got merch coming for you guys too. I just wasn't sure of the size, so I have a pack with these shirts, limited edition, and some stuff for my sponsors too as well. So I have that coming to you guys soon. But I give away all those on my website. But the best way is Instagram. I am always on Instagram. That's at Rohan Da Great MC, like microphone controller, because I was a rapper first. I'm still a rapper, so I'm still an MC. But that's the best place, and I'm always active on there. If you follow me, I follow back. If you shoot me a DM, hey, I respond to you, as long as it's not weird, because some people just be on some crazy stuff.
And do.
So I'm very active on there. I even have like a broadcast channel for like my top fans. I call them the Great Ones. So we have that broadcast channel, the Great Ones, where I communicate with them daily, like, yo, how was your day, like that type of stuff, and like, yo, who wants lunch today, like, and I'll shoot somebody some lunch. So like, Instagram, but don't just come for the free lunch though.
I know that's right.
Come and enjoy it. Right. So we appreciate you coming in, and you are part of the family, one of the cousins of the siblings. Sure. And as soon as we get the music, we're putting it out. So make sure you tune in on www.tdsradio.com so that you can hear it. Our app. Dude, with our app, just know. Okay, I'm sorry. Just know we need that app done. Okay, I'm sorry. Where's that app, my guy? Let's go. Okay, I'm sorry. I won't. I'll leave it alone. But
it might take longer now.
Yeah, right. So everybody who's out there, please make sure you like, share everything that you heard. Tune in later to hear this again on the replay. You can go to tdsradio.com, and you can go to YouTube, Instagram, all that good stuff. Look for the reels, and God willing, we will be back tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
So
because I'm gonna watch Beetlejuice because my heart's broken now.
Beetlejuice sucked. It did, yo. Like,
I was looking forward to
if you love the classic and you love the cartoon, which we grew up on, when you watch this, you're gonna be like,
one of my favorites.
Y'all tried to do way too much. So you tried to appease the old crowd that loves Beetlejuice, but then tried to add the new stuff, but the new stuff doesn't make sense.
Right.
We didn't know any of this stuff. So it's like, what?
But how do you feel maybe like the younger generation that never saw the older one? Do you think they would like it maybe?
So I think they may, but they're going to be confused because then, like, like, for example, like they like coming, they want to go home. Like, why would you sing that at a funeral? Like, that's me just giving y'all something. Like, so we know that's the song for Beetlejuice. But then somebody might be like, why are they singing that at a funeral?
Right.
You know why they got rid of the dad, right?
I thought he died in real life.
No.
Oh, no. What happened?
No. He is a sexual predator.
Oh.
Thank you for watching TDS Radio. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. We'll be here once again. Thank you for coming out, and Peace.
Bye, cousins.
Yeah, bye, cousins.